Welcome to PLM for Executives. I'm John Stark, the presenter. I'll start by telling you something about the contents, structure and length of the course. In the top left box, you can see the course is in 4 parts. The 5 W's of PLM, key executive activities, PLM initiative steps, executive roles. Each part of the course addresses several subjects. For example, the first part, the 5 W's of PLM, addresses 4 subjects. What is PLM? The PLM paradigm. Why PLM? When, where, who, how. Each subject is made up of several sessions. For example, the What is PLM subject is made up of 4 sessions: introductions, definition, acronym, scope, the PLM grid, the 5 pillars of PLM. In total, the course is made up of 51 sessions. They range in length from 3 to 10 minutes, and the total course length is just under 6 hours. This is the first session, Introductions. It includes a brief introduction to the course, an introduction to the first part of the course, and an introduction to the first subject. Then I'll tell you something about my experience and give you some examples. This is a PLM course for executives. My experience with the subject of PLM goes back to the 1980s. Since then, I've worked with more than 100 companies on the various components of PLM. The executives I've worked with have had a broad range of understanding of PLM. Some had a broad, deep understanding of PLM and led very successful PLM initiatives. Others were somewhat unaware of PLM or what they should do about it. That's not surprising. PLM is relatively new. It only emerged in 2001. And in my experience, it can take a generation or two for a new technology or approach to be accepted and applied in industry. Another reason for a lack of understanding about PLM among executives may be its wide scope. And a third reason could be that executives are busy and have their priorities. They can't follow everything, and they don't have time to go into depth about every new subject. Bearing that in mind, this course has been kept short, in total just under 6 hours. I'll start with a definition. PLM is the business activity of managing, in the most effective way, a company's products all the way across their life cycles, from the very first idea for a product all the way through until it is retired and disposed of. PLM can also be described as a company's management system for its products. That's a subject for executives, which leads to the question of what executives need to know about PLM. We asked that question to many executives, and from their answers developed this course. It addresses the PLM subjects that are important for executives, and it aims to answer their questions about it. In many companies, about a third of the business processes are in the scope of PLM, and about a third of the people work in the scope of PLM. Not surprisingly, PLM needs executive involvement. This is a voice over PowerPoint course. The main points are on the slides. I'll discuss them, reinforce them, and you can read more on the subject in these books. Just reminding you how the course is structured, we're in the first part, the 5 W's of PLM, and part 1 addresses 4 subjects: what is PLM, the PLM paradigm, why PLM, when, where, who, how. We're in the first of these subjects, what is PLM, which is made up of 4 sessions: introductions, definition, acronym, scope, the PLM grid, the 5 pillars of PLM. And we're in the first of these sessions, introductions. The course is based on my experience. I've worked on PLM activities with over 100 companies in Europe, North America, Asia and Africa. PLM is used in many industry sectors. I've worked with companies with products such as aeroplanes, beverages, cameras, cars, computers, elevators, food, helicopters, machine tools, oil platforms, pharmaceutical products, rockets, shoes, tools for surgeons and turbine blades. I'll give you some examples of what I do with these companies. They also show the different objectives and sizes of the companies. And you'll also see the level of executives involved with PLM. I supported the PLM initiative leader of a global FMCG company for a year and a half. The CEO sponsored the PLM initiative. I focused on improving business processes, like new product development, reducing time to market by 10%. My activities included mapping and blueprinting processes. For another FMCG company, I worked with the initiative leader who reported to the CEO to develop a PLM vision and strategy to meet revenue growth targets in the corporate plan. The objective of a global leader in the industrial belting sector was to improve business processes across the product lifecycle and support them with a product data management (PDM) system. Results included more truly innovative products being developed and reduced product development time. A medical device manufacturer wanted to reduce time to market by 15%. The CEO launched the PLM initiative. I worked on it for about 4 years. I helped develop PLM vision, strategy and plans, develop improved business processes, model product data, implement a common PDM system worldwide. A global leader in the transportation sector wanted to reduce time to market. I implemented cross-functional product idea management, new product development, and engineering change management processes. I developed a training program for over 300 product developers. For a $400 million machine tool manufacturer with sites worldwide, I was involved in educating the PLM team and developing PLM vision and plans. We defined product data management requirements. We selected computer-aided design and PDM systems. The final presentation was to the president. Due to mergers and acquisitions, a rail infrastructure manufacturer had many duplicate and very similar product structures. As a result of the initiative, time spent on managing these was reduced from weeks to hours, and complexity reduced by over 80%. That led to significant cost reductions. For a $5 billion pharmaceutical company, I reviewed discovery and development processes and systems. The review found errors in interfaces causing loss of products with potential sales of over $1 billion. For a $1 billion industrial equipment manufacturer, the initiative was part of post-merger integration. Product data from different sites needed to be cleaned up, harmonized, and loaded in a common PDM system. For an $800 million industrial products company, the aim was to reduce time to market. The initiative began with a review of the NPD process that showed time to market for some new products could be reduced from 3 years to 3 months. As a result, the CEO got very interested. Even though these companies were of different sizes and had different products, some subjects keep coming back. For example, business processes such as new product development, idea management, engineering change management, product data management systems. The business objectives such as reducing time to market, reducing costs, increasing the number of new products per year, increasing revenues are of interest to executives. Not surprisingly, there was a lot of executive involvement in these initiatives. Usually the company president, CEO or COO had a role. In other cases, VPs and directors were involved. PLM is executive business. That's the end of this session.